Holiday deliveries may take a hit this season thanks to an unprecedented vote by Amazon workers in New York City. Here's ABC's Allison Cossack.
This morning, Amazon facing a potential strike just 9 days before Christmas and Hanukkah. Thousands of workers at 2 Amazon facilities in New York City are ready to walk off the job.
We need jobs that preserve our safety. We need a company that pays us a fair wage for the important work that we do.
The Teamsters Union says it gave Amazon a deadline of December 15th to agree to bargaining dates for a union contract. In response to ABC News' request for comment, an Amazon spokesperson said, for more than a year now, the Teamsters have continued to intentionally mislead the public, claiming that they represent thousands of Amazon employees and drivers. They don't, and this is another attempt to push a false narrative. Last month, workers in 20 countries, including the U.S., went on strike from Black Friday to Cyber Monday as part of the Make Amazon Pay campaign, an annual effort now in its 5th year that aims to convince the company to increase wages and allow workers to unionize.
Amazon squeezes everything that it can get, but it changes its behavior depending on jurisdiction. Let's say in Sweden, it engages much better in how it operates with trade unions than in the US, where it engages in union busting.
The aim of that strike? To snarl the supply chain for cyber shoppers during 2 of the biggest shopping days of the year. Now, this latest strike threat could happen just days before the biggest gift-giving holidays.
We need a contract, and we need to show them that we have the power to make them come to the table.
How could Amazon customers be impacted by a strike? If your items are already on a truck, that should be okay. But if they're sitting at one of the 2 warehouses and haven't moved yet, that's a little more unclear.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Harvey. We start here at 6 with breaking news. Amazon employees hitting the picket lines. It comes as the company and its workers reach a stalemate in labor negotiations. And KCAL assignment editor Mike Rogers is live at the desk now. Mike, this could impact a lot of our viewers. And right before the holidays.
That's right, Pat. These facilities here in Southern California are pretty critical to Amazon's infrastructure and their systems here. And we've learned that tomorrow morning they will go on strike. And we'll show you some video here and talk about what exactly is going to happen. These are the facilities in the City of Industry, in Victorville and Palmdale. They're distribution facilities. Notably not on this list is their Air Center that is at the San Bernardino Airport. That is a major facility that one expert tells me handles a lot of smaller items like electronics, things that could be on everyone's shopping list. Now, the strike comes as Amazon and its workers come to a stalemate, as you mentioned, about labor negotiations. The Teamsters Union arguing that Amazon won't even acknowledge their union as a union. Amazon pushing back, saying that the Teamsters are illegally trying to get employees to join this union. It's been something that's going through the court process for a long time. But what does it mean for you? Well, it means that your Amazon packages could be delayed if Amazon doesn't have a good enough logistical system worked out to reroute these packages from these distribution centers to other places to get them to you. I spoke with a professor at USC about the issue.
What we learned from the pandemic, right, is that any potential disruption can cause ripple effects up and down the supply chain. So this is why I'm saying it could be that they can handle it and there will be no problems. It could be that one small element of their supply chain gets disrupted and that has ripple effects, and that can be calamitous for the company. Moving, goods via trucks to different facilities, to different warehouses. It sounds pretty simple, right? You just sort of get them off the plane, you get them on trucks, and you send them to a different facility. But that simple solution might actually be very difficult to operate in the real world.
And Pat, tonight, a couple of things we're working to clarify with Teamsters is if this is just warehouse employees or warehouse employees and drivers. We're also working to figure out if this is a one-day strike for tomorrow or if this will be an ongoing set of strikes. Amazon says the whole issue is tied up in legal issues right now. I did ask that expert, like professor from USC, if he thinks they'll be able to get a deal worked out. He says it's unlikely because this has been going on for so long. Pat, I also want to point out it's not just facilities here in Southern California. Across the country, those strikes will be happening starting tomorrow morning.
Okay, it's been going on for so long, but it's happening just a week before Christmas.
Right.
So, all right, I know you'll stay on top of that and let us know.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks.
As you can see right now, strike underway. This is Amazon workers and appears to be an image coming in out of New York. Again, you can see as we are following this right before Christmas. We are going to continue to bring you the latest here on Live Now from Fox as it does develop. We are also going to check in with our Fox 5 New York team as they have folks out there following all of the developing details. Now, we also know that the International Brotherhood of Teamsters said that workers at 7 of these Amazon facilities did begin this strike, an effort by the union to pressure the e-commerce company for a labor agreement during a key shopping period. The Teamsters say the workers who authorized strikes in the past few days are joining the picket line after Amazon ignored a December 15th deadline the union set for contract negotiations. Amazon says it does not expect an impact on its operations during what the union calls the largest strike against the company ever in U.S. history. The Teamsters say they represent nearly 10,000 workers at 10 of the Amazon facilities, a small portion of the 1.5 million people Amazon employs in its warehouses and in its corporate offices. At one warehouse located in New York City's Staten Island borough, that's where you're looking now, thousands of workers who voted for the Amazon labor union in 2022 and have since affiliated with the Teamsters. At the other facilities, employees, including many delivery drivers, have unionized with them by demonstrating majority support, but without holding government-administered elections. The strikes happening Thursday are taking place at one Amazon warehouse in San Francisco, California, and 6 delivery stations in Southern California and in New York City, Atlanta, and over in Illinois. That is according to the union's announcement. Amazon workers at the other facilities are, quote, prepared to join. That is according to the union. The president of Teamsters, Sean O'Brien, said in a statement, quote, Amazon is pushing its workers closer to the picket line by failing to show them that they respect they have earned. The Seattle-based online retailer has been seeking to redo the election that led to the union victory at the warehouse on Staten Island, which the Teamsters now represent. In the process, the company has filed a lawsuit challenging the constituency of the National Labor Relations Board. In the meantime, Amazon says the delivery drivers, which the Teamsters have organized for more than a year, are not its employees. Under its business model, the drivers work for third-party businesses, one of them called Delivery Service Partners, and they drop off millions of packages to customers every day. An Amazon spokeswoman, Kelly Nantle, did say in a statement, quote, for more than a year now, the Teamsters have continued to intentionally mislead the public, claiming that they represent, quote, thousands of Amazon employees and drivers. They don't. And this is another attempt to push a false narrative. Again, that is from an Amazon spokesperson releasing a statement to the Associated Press. The Teamsters have argued Amazon essentially controls everything the drivers do and should be classified as an employer. Some U.S. labor regulators have sided with the union in filings made before the NLRB. In September, Amazon boosted pay for the drivers and the growing pressure. Again, you can see the signs here that say Amazon is unfair, Amazon strike, a lot of different signs. Do you want to try popping up the audio to see if there is any right now? All right, so basically what you can hear there in New York, that is the workers on strike. You can hear some of them chanting and also some horns honking in the background. Again, we are going to continue to follow this, and we'll make sure to bring you all of the developments coming in with our Fox 5 New York team.
Amazon workers across the country are going on strike this morning. This is a live look at the facility in Skokie, which is one of the locations where employees are walking off the job. Amazon is being targeted, even though many of the drivers work for independent delivery companies and are not directly employed by Amazon.
We have Eric Rung standing by with a live report. Eric?
You say Fight Club, who are we? Fight Club, who are Yeah, good morning. There is about 500 to 600 workers at this warehouse here in Skokie. They have just started to walk off the job here. They just gave a short press conference here just a short time ago. The Teamsters are saying Amazon is refusing to come to the negotiating table with them, and Amazon is saying that the Teamsters aren't telling the whole truth. Nationwide, warehouse workers and delivery drivers at several Amazon facilities are ready to walk off the job and onto the picket line right before Christmas.
We've been struggling and fighting for basic benefits and needs that are otherwise an industry standard. The wages, the hours that we get working for Amazon just simply aren't enough to get by in today's economy.
Teamsters President Sean O'Brien said in a statement, quote, "If your package is delayed during the holidays, you can blame Amazon's insatiable greed. We gave Amazon a clear deadline to come to the table and do right by our members, and they ignored it. That deadline was December 15th. 7 Amazon facilities are set to go on strike, with the Teamsters saying more are ready to join the fight for higher wages, better benefits, and safer working conditions. When the impending strike was announced earlier this week, an Amazon spokesperson said in a statement, the Teamsters have been misleading the public for more than a year. The statement continued saying the Teamsters are, quote, claiming they represent thousands of Amazon employees and drivers. They don't, and this is another attempt to push a false narrative about the independent small businesses who deliver on our behalf. Amazon says the drivers are not their employees. Instead, they work for a third party. The union counters by saying Amazon controls everything they do and should be classified as their employer, and some U.S. labor regulators have sided with the union. Both sides are claiming unfair labor practices. Teamsters President Sean O'Brien said, quote, these greedy executives had every chance to show decency and respect for the people who make their obscene profits possible. Instead, they've pushed workers to the limit, and now they are paying the price. The strike is on them. Now, the real impact of this strike could be on you with disruptions to deliveries. We are live in Skokie. I'm Eric Rung, WGN News.